the one hand, it's already there. So, in the child, it's already there. But what happens in the course of time, that the child, when it becomes an adult, that it somehow loses this inner quality, because it has to do this, and it has to learn that, and it has to fit into the system of society, and then it can lose the connection with the soul. In some way, we have to deconstruct this system in which the soul of a child can be kept, can be imprisoned. But on the other hand, it is also possible to learn a child. For example, to me it's very interesting, the language. If we if we teach a child to express the inner feelings with new language, new words, new stories, for example, to tell stories, to tell fairy tales, to tell interesting stories about in the history of the family, or to tell interesting stories about what happens in the world, then the vocabulary of the child that is growing into the world expands, and then he has the ability to express what is living in the child. So a vocabulary, for example, is an instrument to express the soul. Or you can, for example, you can teach, or you can learn a child to play instruments, or to learn to become an artist. And that is also a way to express the inner world to the outer world. So I think that is a way how we can, that's an answer to your question, I think. Well, first I think we as adults, we don't have to take care for the inner world of the child, because everything is there. In my view, the soul, this inner world, is already very rich. What we have to take care for is the ability of the upgrowing child to express. Everything is there. Everything is already there. So what we can do, and also I'm now in a project with someone in Holland doing, and we are trying to organize dialogues between generations. So, for example, organize a dialogue between a young person and an older person in such a way that it is both new for the young person and the older person. That they learn from each other, that they really listen to each other. And when that happens, I call it a generation dialogue. When that happens, then there is the interaction on the soul level. That is, for example, one way I like very much. But that does not happen very often, because the reality is young people talk with young people and old people talk with old people, but the in-between dialogue, in between the generations, is kind of new.